down to lie on your back. Have your feet flat on the floor, and we're going to take the feet slightly further away than your knees. Come into a supported bridge, bringing the block underneath the sacrum at the lower back. So you can take your block on medium height or low height. And feel the sacrum supported by the block. Bring your hands so the palms come onto the ASIS, which is the bony part at the front of your pelvis. One on the right, one on the left, palms there. Middle finger points down towards the pelvic bone. Thumb points up towards your navel so that you create a diamond shape. And just imagine drawing that diamond shape together and in and back towards your spine. And at the same time that we're doing this, whilst we're here in supported bridge, start to engage the glutes a little bit so it feels like we're not collapsing into the block completely, but instead we're just gently leaning onto it. Take a couple of deep breaths and then imagine you're still drawing the diamond between your hands, all in and down. Bring the right fingers into the crease of your right hip. So the hip is where the leg goes up into the pelvis, the hip joint. Fingers are on the crease. Keeping the pelvis level on the block, lift the right leg up. And you can use your right fingers to push into the crease a little bit more. Hold it here. And then slowly lower the right leg down. And we do the same with the left. So left fingers, left crease. Still drawing this diamond shape in and down. And the left leg lifts. And then we lower. And then we march the legs. So right, left, and keep going. And as you do this, just trying not to move too much in any other parts of your body. Diamond still draws down the whole time. Keep going. You can really let the fingers go into that crease as you lift each leg. Okay, next time your right leg is up, keep it there. Straighten your right leg towards the ceiling, but it doesn't have to be straight. We want to imagine the thigh bone is just coming straight down towards the floor. So if your knee is bent like mine, that's okay. Bring your left hand up towards the ceiling. Use your right hand to pull the left fingers back towards your face. Stretch out the wrist. Spread your right toes. Pull the right toes back towards your face. Big inhale, and you can sigh that exhale out through the mouth. Swap over. So the right leg comes down, left leg lifts, straighten it towards the ceiling, and it doesn't have to be fully straight. Really think about getting that flexion in the hip. Right hand reaches, pull the right fingers back towards your face with the left hand. Stretch out the left toes, pull the left toes back towards your face. Big inhale, and you can sigh it out, exhale. Release everything down. Keep your hips exactly where they are, your pelvis where it is, and we're just going to slide the block out from underneath you, but hold the body where it was. Hands onto the diamond of the pelvis, and just hold. Really get those glutes to fire up and keep you here. You can always use your fingertips to just give the glutes a prod. Check they're switching on. And then the palms on the front of the ASISs will just give a little bit of feedback. You can imagine squeezing your glutes up through your body into your hands. Hold. And then we'll gently and slowly lower the spine section by section down to the floor. Okay, bring that block between your thighs. You can have it on its narrowest setting or medium. It just depends on how wide your pelvis is. We've got different bones. Whichever one feels more natural. Bring the knees up over the hip creases. And again, we're going to extend the legs, but they don't need to be locked out straight. Just whatever is natural. We want the thigh bone, the femur, to go straight down into the floor. So rather than hugging them really close in towards you, just think about creating this straight line. And if the calves sort of match up with that, that's great. If the knees are much more comfy being bent, that's good too. Hands up behind the head. Interlace your fingers, draw the elbows in. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, lift up off your shoulder blades. Draw the front rib cage together, draw the belly down and in. Hold it here. Keep the breath out. Inhale as you lower back down. Exhale, lift up off the shoulder blades. Draw everything in and down and squeeze the block. And inhale, lower back down. Same again. Exhale, lift up, hold the breath out. Draw everything in. Inhale, lower back down. Exhale, squeeze the block, lift up. Draw everything in. Inhale, lower back down. Okay, we're going to add on to this. So, exhale, lift up off the shoulder blades, squeeze the block, and then send your legs away from you a few inches, not very far. Keep the lower back pressing into the floor. Bring the legs back in towards you. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift up. Legs go away from you. Legs come towards you. Inhale, lower. Two more exactly like that. Exhale, lift up off the shoulder blades. Weight of your head is in your hands. Send the legs away. Legs back in. Inhale, lower. Last one, this time reach the hands up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, lift up. Reach towards your ankles. Draw everything in and down towards your spine. And inhale, lower down. You can release. You can get rid of your block. Bring your feet so that they're on the outer edges of your mat. Drop both knees to the right, but don't just collapse. So let yourself keep pushing into the left foot. Bring the right hand onto the left ASIS and squeeze the left glute up into your right hand, just like in bridge. So imagine that the left side is a bit like a bridge pose, the right knee is lying open to the side. Really squeezing that left glute. You can always prod it again. And back to center. Swap it over to the other side. Keep pushing in that right, either the whole of the right foot or just the big toe edge of the right foot. Left hand to right ASIS. Squeeze the right glute. Prod it if it needs to switch on even more. Really push into the foot. You might feel it opening the front of the hip, and we'll come back into the center. Hug your knees in for a moment and bring yourself up into a tabletop position, which is also called quadruped. Facing the front of the mat, hands are going to be underneath your shoulders, and I want you to walk your knees in closer than you think, so that the knees are almost underneath the creases and there's a smaller gap between your wrists and your knees than you're used to. Nice long spine. Start to take your knees in together to the center, and then the right shin, knee and leg is just going to lift straight out to the right. Bring it back in. Left leg straight out to the left. Bring it back in. Right leg straight out to the right. Bring it back in, and keep going. This sort of pendulum action side to side. This is called a fire hydrant move. We just swing the leg out to the side. What we're trying not to do is let it swing sort of backwards behind us. So almost imagine this straight line where your knees are on the floor, and that when you lift out to the side, you're staying in that line. It's not about the height, so you can keep it really low. And as you continue to do it, just think about, is my neck in line with my spine? Is there anything I can do to make sure that my neck doesn't drop towards the floor, or my chin isn't looking forwards, but instead the back of the neck is long? One or two more of these fire hydrant moves. And let's come down into a dolphin pose. So you can drop your forearms onto the mat. You can either have your fingers interlaced, or you could just have your hands at shoulder distance apart. Lift the knees up from the floor. Let the head relax in the gap. Knees can be bent. Draw the belly in, draw the rib cage in. Hold it here. Lift the left leg up into the air, straighten the left leg. Draw some small circles with that left leg. And then draw a few the other way, so just change direction. Swap your legs over, right leg lifts up. Small circles with control, right leg in the air. And the opposite way. And then bring yourself all the way down. Take a quick child's pose.